Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss what's in my wallet. Now, while most people out there probably have the same few cards in their wallet that they had just a couple of years ago, my wallet has changed significantly as compared to what cards I currently have now from a couple of years ago. And I will say that I'm very happy with the current cards that I have in my wallet. While there are a few that are missing that I would like to add in, I think that the current setup that I have is pretty strong. And one of the things that makes it so strong is how diversified the different cards are, which can allow me to earn points from many different programs. Now, I know that there are people who like to earn points with just one specific program. They want to earn as many Chase Ultimate Reward points they can get or American Express membership reward points they can get, and they just like to try to stack those up as much as possible. For myself, I like to earn points with all different programs because there are different opportunities when you end up earning points with those different programs. While earning points with one bank does create simplicity, if you end up earning points with other banks, what you'll end up realizing is that your favorite bank may not end up having the best option out there for a specific award booking that you're trying to make. So for that reason, I always recommend to diversify and get different points with all different programs. So let's quickly dive into which cards I have in my wallet. So the first card that I have in my wallet is going to be the Capital One Venture X card. Now this card has become my workhorse card, meaning the card that I end up using probably more than any other card in my wallet, because this card gives me 2x back on all other purchases. And when I look at this all other purchases category, I've noticed that I tend to spend a decent amount in this category. Whether it be me having some type of dental expense that I have to pay for, or some type of car repair that I need to pay for, whatever it ends up being, this card ends up taking up that category and will give me 2x back on those purchases. This card has quickly become my favorite card in my wallet because although it does have a $395 annual fee, the different credits and perks that you get with it, I feel easily offset it. So I've already used my $300 travel credit that comes with this card, and this card also gives you 10x back when it comes to booking yourself hotels and car rentals through Capital One's travel portal. Now, if you happen to have status with a hotel, then it's probably going to make more sense to book with the hotel directly. And if you happen to have the hotel's card, to use that at the hotel, because then you'll end up earning points with the hotel from the card and then also from being a member at the hotel. And then you end up getting your status benefits, which you won't end up getting with the Venture X. But if you happen to be booking at some type of boutique hotel, say you happen to be going to a wedding where it just is not part of any type of loyalty program, this can end up being a great way to rack yourself up a bunch of points when you are making that hotel room purchase. But mainly for myself, I've just been using this card on the everything else category, and it's gotten itself a decent amount of use. Now, if you haven't already gotten yourself a luxury travel credit card and you're in the market to get yourself a new one, I would recommend the Venture X card over any of the other luxury travel credit cards, simply because of how easy it is to get yourself positive value from this card. Sure, you may be able to get yourself more value with other luxury travel credit cards out there, but they are going to take more work. With this card, it is very easy to get yourself positive value and also end up getting yourself a lot of other different benefits on top of that. Now, if you're looking to get yourself the Venture X card and you want to help support the channel, check the link in the description box to learn more. And if you do decide to use my link, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. The second card that I have that sits in my wallet behind my Venture X card is my Chase Ink Preferred card. Now, I feel that this card doesn't get talked about as much as it should because I think that it's a pretty good card, but because it is a business card, that could be one of the reasons why you don't hear as many people talking about this card. Now, I use this card for a high percentage of my travel purchases, excluding flights or stays at Hyatt hotels. The Chase Ink Preferred card gives you 3x back on your travel purchases, just like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, but instead of having a $550 annual fee, the Chase Ink Preferred card only has a $95 annual fee. Now, while the Chase Sapphire Reserve card does give you access to the Priority Pass lounges and then also the Sapphire lounges, which is something that the Chase Ink Preferred card does not offer, my Capital One Venture X card also gives me access to Priority Pass lounges, the Capital One lounges, and then Priority Pass has the ability to get access to one Sapphire lounge throughout the year, which is about the frequency that I would want to access the Sapphire lounges anyway. So I don't need to go all the way up to the Sapphire Reserve and pay $550 to get myself benefits that I already feel that I have. So having something like the Chase Ink Preferred card gives me that 3x back on travel purchases, but for a much lower annual fee. Now, while I may use other cards for flight purchases and most of my hotel stays, I still use this card for Uber rides, Lyft rides, subways, which ends up giving me at least 3x back. And when I use this card on Lyft purchases, I get myself 5x back. And when it comes to welcome offers with all the different Chase cards, the Chase Ink Preferred card has the highest welcome offer, typically giving you 100,000 Ultimate Reward points after you end up hitting the minimum spend. But the great thing about the Chase Ink Preferred card is, just like the Sapphire Reserved or the Sapphire Preferred, the Chase Ink Preferred has the ability to transfer its points over to the different transfer partners that connect with Chase. This can get you way more value for your points. One of the programs that I love to transfer over my Chase Ultimate Reward points to is the World of Hyatt program, because this is a program that can easily get yourself good value for your points without even needing to do a ton of research to be able to get yourself good value for your points. But what I ended up doing with the sign-up bonus that I got for this card was I transferred over a bunch of my Chase Ultimate Reward points to Virgin Atlantic when there was a transfer bonus, and I was able to get myself a first-class flight on ANA. Now that first-class flight that I did on ANA is a more advanced award booking that most people probably don't know how to do, but if you just want to get yourself good value for your points, transferring them over to the World of Hyatt program can end up being a great way to do that. So you can definitely get yourself a ton of value with the different transfer partners, and this ends up being the card that holds all of my Chase Ultimate Reward points. While I do have other Chase cards that say that they earn cash back, but they actually earn Chase Ultimate Reward points, this is the only one that I have that earns Ultimate Reward points that you can transfer over to the different partners that actually gets a decent amount of use in my wallet. But as a whole, I feel that the Chase Ink Preferred card is an underrated card that can end up getting you a decent amount of value for only a $95 annual fee. The next card that's in my wallet that sits above the first two cards that I named in this video is the newest card that I've added to my wallet, and this is going to be the Citi Custom Cash Card. The Citi Custom Cash Card gives you 5x back in one category. And the category that I've chosen to use this card exclusively is going to be at the grocery store. Now, you only get up to $500 each month with this card, but I don't typically end up spending over $500 a month on groceries. But if I do end up maxing out this category at $500 each month throughout the course of an entire year, that would end up being $6,000 spend, 5x back, which would earn me 30,000 thank you points. Now, I don't currently have the Citi Stratus card, but I do hope to add it into my wallet either by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And the reason why that is because while I will be earning thank you points with my custom cash card, I won't have the ability to transfer it over to transfer partners unless I end up having the Citi Stratus card. So because of that, I will be earning points with this card, but I won't be looking to redeem any points with this card until I end up getting myself the Stratus card, because I want to be able to take advantage of the transfer partners that are connected with Citi. Now, I didn't actually apply for the Citi Custom Cash Card. What I did was I product changed my American Airlines card over to the Citi Custom Cash Card after having that card for 1 year. There may be some people who will feel that I should have applied for the Citi Custom Cash Card to get myself the welcome offer of 20,000 thank you points, but for myself, I just don't feel that that offer is worth me giving up a 524 slot, because there are many other welcome offers out there that can earn me a lot more points that I'd rather go for as compared to applying for the Citi Custom Cash Card and only getting myself 20,000 points. For some people, it may end up being worth it, but for myself, if I am going to be giving up a 524 slot, I need to get myself a lot more value than 20,000 points. I love the way that Citi allows you to product change their cards, because with Citi, you can product change cards that aren't even within the same family, which is not the way that most other issuers go about it. And speaking of product change, because Capital One won't let me product change my Quicksilver card over to a Saver One card, the card that I have in my wallet for dining is my Chase Freedom Flex card. Now, normally the Chase Freedom Flex card gives you 3x back on dining, but for Q2 of this year, you get additional points giving you 7x back at restaurants as compared to the normal 3x back. But after this goes down to being only 3x back, the Chase Freedom Flex card will end up being my dining card. Now, my dining and grocery card for the past few years has typically been my American Express Gold card. But this card hasn't been getting as much use because of having different offers, such as like what I'm getting with my Chase Freedom Flex card for Q2, or with working on a welcome offer, which ends up being more lucrative than getting myself 4x back in these categories. And now that I have the Citi Custom Cash Card that earns me 5x back at grocery stores with no annual fee, as compared to earning me 4x back at grocery stores with a $250 annual fee with the American Express Gold card, I think that it's pretty likely that I'm going to be canceling my American Express Gold card soon. I'm sad to say that, and I still am debating about keeping this card open for just one more year, because of all the rumors that are out there about the annual fee hike going up, which typically when that happens, they probably end up adding other benefits. So if I do end up renewing the card, then hopefully I can get in with the lower annual fee, but still end up getting the benefits of the newer higher annual fee card, which can make sense for me keeping it for this reason for another year, but I don't know when that would end up being, so this could end up being a waste if I do it. But I think most people feel that it's pretty likely that there will be an annual fee hike this year. So the fact that my annual fee is coming up very soon, I am gonna have to make a decision on whether or not I'm gonna be keeping this card. And the fact that I haven't been spending that much on my gold card as compared to what I have in the past, it just looks like it's gonna be leaning towards me getting rid of this card. And during my trip to Europe in May of this year, I visited 3 different countries and my American Express gold card was accepted at less than 50% of the restaurants that I ate at. It can become annoying when you have a card that has a higher multiplier that isn't reliable. And the last card that I have in my wallet, excluding my license and my debit card, is my World of Hyatt card. Now, this card doesn't really get used when it comes to day-to-day spend, but I have this card for when I end up traveling to Hyatt hotels. I can get myself 4x back with those Hyatt stays. On top of that, throughout the year, there are different promotions with the World of Hyatt card where I could earn myself more points if I happen to use it at a certain category or if I happen to do a certain amount of spend with the card. And when that ends up happening, then the World of Hyatt card does end up getting more use. But for the most part, my World of Hyatt card gets used for my gym memberships and also for my Hyatt stays. Now, for those of you who've been following closely, you may have noticed that I have my Venture X card to earn me Venture Miles. I have my Chase Ink Preferred and also my Chase Freedom Flex card to earn me Ultimate Reward Points. I have my Citi Custom Cash card to earn me Citi Thank You Points, but I don't really have a card right now in my wallet to earn me American Express membership reward points. Well, the majority of my membership reward points that I earn are going to be through Rakuten. Now, Rakuten, for those of you who don't know, is a shopping portal that allows you to get yourself either cash back, or if you happen to have an American Express card that earns membership reward points, you can exchange that cash back for earning membership reward points instead. If I am shopping for something, I always look at Rakuten before any other website. You have the ability to possibly earn yourself maybe tens of thousands or possibly even hundreds of thousands of membership reward points each year from shopping through Rakuten. It just comes down to how much online spending you do and also what type of multipliers you can get from these different websites that are partnered with Rakuten. As someone who likes to travel a lot, I do tours in many of the different cities that I visit, and I always like to use Viator to make those bookings. In the last 4 tours that I booked, I got myself 20% back through Rakuten. I also got myself 20% back when I got myself a year's supply of contacts. There's just many different things you can buy on Rakuten. So if you are in the market for shopping for a product, I definitely recommend looking at Rakuten first because you have the ability to earn yourself a decent return if you happen to be catching Rakuten during one of their higher multiplier days. So while Viator may end up giving you like, I don't know, 4 or 6% on a normal day, just randomly throughout the week, they'll start to tell you that, hey, you can get yourself 12, 15, or possibly even 20% back if you end up making a purchase through Rakuten today. So I don't just go out and buy random things that I don't need, but if I know that I'm gonna be doing tours at 3 or 4 different cities that I'm gonna be visiting, well, why not make all the purchases at the exact same time and get myself that higher multiplier for return as compared to doing it on the normal days where it ends up being the lower multiplier. So definitely always check out for those bonuses on Rakuten, and they happen pretty frequently. Now, you do need to have an American Express card that earns membership reward points to be able to earn membership reward points through Rakuten. And the card that I have linked on my Rakuten account that doesn't sit in my wallet but still gives me a lot of value is my American Express Platinum card. Now, I've said this in other videos on this channel that my American Express Platinum card is usually in my travel backpack for a few different reasons. The first reason is going to be that this card isn't a strong earner card, although it does give me a ton of value. When it comes to day-to-day spend, unless I'm working on an Amex offer, chances are I won't be using my American Express Platinum card for those purchases. Now, when I do actually use this American Express Platinum card for purchases, it ends up being for flights because you get yourself 5x back there. But I already have the American Express Platinum card saved to many of the different airlines' websites. So when I go to make a flight purchase, I don't need to get my card out to be able to make this purchase. So I just leave it in my travel backpack because I already have the information saved on the airline's website. But when I do take out this card is when I am traveling, because this is the card that gives me access to the different Centurion lounges. So I want to have this card ready to go for when I am going to the Centurion lounges and not accidentally leave it at home on my desk because it doesn't end up getting a ton of day-to-day use, or just leaving it in my wallet taking up space because, again, it doesn't get a lot of day-to-day use. So I just put it right next to my Priority Pass cards because chances are I'm gonna be needing this card when I am traveling, so I just leave it in my travel backpack. And also, I have this card as a backup credit card. Now, I've actually been doing that for some years now where I'll have a credit card that I don't use a ton in my backpack, just in case for whatever reason I happen to lose my wallet and then I don't have any form of payment. I want to have something as a backup. But when I went to New Orleans last year, I ended up getting pickpocketed. So all of my credit cards and the limited cash that I had in my wallet were gone. But fortunately enough, I had my American Express Platinum card in my travel backpack, and it was the final day of my New Orleans trip, so all I really needed to have it for was to purchase a taxi to get myself to the airport. But if I didn't have a backup card in my travel backpack, then I wouldn't have had any form of payment, and I don't know exactly what I would have did for the final day during that trip. So although the American Express Platinum card doesn't technically sit in my wallet, it is a very important card for my setup. Now I have many more cards that sit in a binder that either get used maybe one time a year or not at all. But the ones that I named are the core cards that I have in my wallet that get the most use from me. But this is my current setup, and I'll say that I'm pretty happy with this setup because I feel that it hits most categories. And one card that I do want to add to my wallet is the Saver One card. I just have to wait until Capital One allows me to product change my Quicksilver card over to my Saver One card, which hopefully will happen sometime soon. Now, I could just apply for the Saver One card, but I have the same mindset as I had with applying for the custom cash card, where I just don't think that getting myself 20,000 points is gonna be worth it as compared to some of the cards I could be getting that are gonna be taking up a 524 slot. But I do really wanna add the Saver One card, mainly because the Chase Freedom Flex card and also the Citi Custom Cash card have foreign transaction fees, whereas the Saver One card doesn't. So if I am able to get myself the Saver One card, I can use that for my international travel, whereas right now, it's gonna end up being my Venture X card for most of my international purchases. But I think that the Saver One card can end up being a great replacement for my American Express Gold card because not only will it be accepted at more places, but it's also gonna have no annual fee. But as I said at the top of the video, I feel that diversification is best. And this is the reason why I'm earning points with all the major points programs. Now, I understand that there are people who want it more simple and they'd rather earn points with just one program, but if you end up diversifying your points, it's just gonna give you better opportunity to be able to make the best award booking that is out there. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts about my current lineup for my wallet? Now, if you happen to have any questions about any of the specific cards I have in my wallet, drop it down in the comment section down below and I'll do the best I can to answer it. And if you happen to really like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.